it looks like I didn't go live in on YouTube. So I apologize for that, YouTubers. I was explaining what stamp sets I was using today, and that I've been immersing myself in watching junk journals to kind of use up as much paper as possible. So I've learned some really fun techniques that just go right along with my love for collage stamping. And so, however, I have a different idea for what I'm going to do with you guys that is a little less junk journaling, but still uses more Stampin' Up product. But if anybody is watching this live and really wants to see how I made this background, let me know, and maybe we'll do it at the end. But you gotta like yes, I really want to see, because I think it's really cool. And also, if you are joining me live, I would love for you to say hello and let me know that you're there. It's always fun to chit chat as we go. So the only like official junk journal stuff that I'm doing, that I'm going to do on this card tonight, unless somebody tells me like, no, do it the first way, is I'm going to use a piece of copy paper that I did stain with, I believe this might be tea. It looks kind of orangey. Tea or coffee, this is probably tea, which is super simple to do. And I live here in Southern Arizona, so I just put piles of paper. I don't even do them like, I don't even separate them to be like single layer when they're drying. I just stack them on top of each other and stick them on a sheet tray, a cookie sheet, and put them outside because it's warming up here. All right, so I'm going to use several different colors on this tonight to kind of get the whole junk journal kind of feel. So I'm grabbing some ink colors here. I'm grabbing Daffodil Delight and Crumb Cake, and then I also wanted to use Cinnamon Cider. And Cinnamon Cider is one of the colors that we're having to say goodbye to. So let's see. Yeah, this one will work. All right. So I'm not going to do every color in every space. And it doesn't really matter too much if this gets off. Okay, I'm gonna set that aside. I might come back to it. We'll see how the color turns out. And now I'm gonna add some Daffodil Delight. I want Crumb Cake to be my last color. Hi, Marcia. Hey, I hope you can stay and hang out for a little while we craft. And how are you doing? It's good to see you on here. So, Marcia, have you been crafting lately? And if you have, what have you been doing? It was always so fun to get together and craft. I'm sad that we're not closer to be able to do that. Oh, that looks cool, doesn't it? All right, so let's keep going. We'll add in the crumb cake now. I probably should have taped this down, but that takes so long. There. I like it. Okay, cool. So now what I'm going to do is stamp on top of that with the Butterfly Brilliance stamp. And I already have that loaded up in my Stamparatus. And I'm going to make it a little more blue than I did on my sample. Oh, that's right. You're building your new home. What's the approximate date for that to be finished? And it's Bridgeport, right? Okay. Let's see if that fits on there nicely. I think it does. So I used Balmy Blue earlier today and it seemed super light, so I'm going to switch. I think it needs to be re-inked. Oh, thank you. So I'm going to do this with Pool Party this time. Good enough. I don't know how much I'm gonna like that, but we'll see. So the deal with junk journals, not all of them, it's just some of them choose to do a lot of collage with their junk journal, and that's what I really love, is just this layering upon layering upon layering. And while I have this here, let's grab that piece of Whisper White, because I need to stamp my flower from Nature's Harvest. Come on up. And then color it, and then I'll show you that I'm going to re-stamp it again. School is not out. I have 3 more Mondays. And I'm doing well, thank you. All right, so I have some Stampin' Write markers. I'm gonna get rid of this. I have a very small space to work in. All right, so I have here dark Cajun Craze and dark Daffodil Delight and the light and dark of the Old Olive, and then I'm also going to use the light crumb cake around the edge. So let me get started by taking the caps off of these two, because I will use them together. You kind of want to, if you're going to be blending colors, use the second color fairly quickly. But the nice thing is if you want a better blend, you can always just come back in. Keep building color up with these markers. They're pretty fun to use. Oh, don't worry about that. That's sweet of you. You could send me a card anytime you want. But you should probably wait until you get unpacked, so you can make me one proper, right? I need to close this thing. Hello, Maureen. I'm doing well. How are you? Lovely to have you with me. I hope you can hang out a little bit. So, Maureen, you're still making cards with Dana, aren't you? For the choir. I get kind of quiet when I'm coloring. Well, I'm really glad that you're here with me. I just want to go up here and make sure I didn't miss anybody. Hello, Lori. Thank you. It's nice to be back doing lives. This card, Lori, is a bit complicated, but not with die cuts. Not with a million die cuts. Okay, so now I'm taking the old olive and doing the stems. And then, oh, I don't know what these under things are, but I think they're green. In my world, they're green. All right, so I'm gonna go on some of these veins in the leaf. With the dark, and then I'm going to come in with that. Let me put some lids on here. I don't think I need these anymore. Come in with the light and go over the leaves. So did you guys happen to get, were you just on Facebook and you saw, or did you happen to get a notification about the event? I'm curious to know if that works. Oh, you were not doing it because of the pandemic. Well, I hope that you guys get to do it again. Oh, excuse me. I made some coffee right before I started. All right, so I'm taking this light crumb cake and I'm going to go all the way around the whole image. And what that will do is it will eliminate the white border because I'm going to use the die cut, the coordinating die cut, to cut this out. So one thing that I've been really encouraged to do with my foray into junk journaling is the layering. I love watching the artists who have been doing this for a long time layer things. Paper and stamps and paints and inks, and I especially love that because I love crafting and of any kind, and that's why I originally got into scrapbooking, was because in scrapbooking you can just do any kind of craft. You can do beadwork, wire work, stenciling, die cuts, paper piecing, rubber stamping, watercolor. I mean, it's just everything. But you can also do that with cards as well, and in junk journaling. And the nice thing about junk journaling is that it really encourages you to use up what you have. There we go. It looks kind of cool just like that, doesn't it? But I am going to die cut this. Oh, cool. That's good to know, Lori. Thanks. All right. Oh, wait. Oh, shoot. I forgot. I was going to restamp that. Oh, phooey. Okay, so I don't think that I'll be able to restamp this, but I do want to show you what the deal here is. The reason why I colored it on here is because you can restamp an image that you have colored to make the black lines in it be more vibrant. This is looking pretty good to me. The lines didn't get covered over too much, probably because the ink colors that I used were not too dark. But that's a wonderful tip, and I wish I had remembered that that's why I was doing that, so I could show you. But now that I've removed it, I do not think that I will be able to get that back in place. So there you are. It's a verbal tip, not a show me tip. Okay, just set this aside. And let me use some scissors to cut this down, and that way I'll be able to put it through the small die cut machine. There we are. Whew, I don't know what that was. I need these, and I need the die cuts for this, and they are right here. All right. So the name of these die cuts, and I don't think these are retiring, I'm pretty sure they're not, are the harvest dies. So the dies I'm going to be using here tonight are this one to cut out the image, and then this one here, which I don't know what that is, but I already cut it out. I already cut that out with a vellum. So let's see if I can get this lined up and done. The right direction would help. Another thing that outlining does is if you get a little off, it's not quite as noticeable because it's not so stark. The edges are not so stark white. You can do that with black also. You can do it with any color really. But if you stick to something neutral, then it just kind of helps. Oh yeah, Marcia, this is they came out with a new die cut machine, and they have a big one and a mini one. I think, I don't know if they're continuing the mini, maybe it's not. So I think if you're interested in the mini, you got to get it like right away. I'm going to check that for you before I leave. Or Lori, maybe do you know what the status is with the mini? I do like it. I like having the mini. Okay, so this is what I need. So that little sprig there, I'm going to cover that with Wink of Stella. And this is totally a, you know, an optional kind of step. It just adds a little something something, a little sparkle. There we go. Give that a second to dry, and then I'm going to do some background stamping on this piece, which was what? Oh, I'm going to use this and this, and then yeah. So I need my Daffodil Delight. Hey, Martha. Oh, thanks. Okay, great. Maybe next time. Good to hear from you. Good to see you on here. I hope you're doing well. There we go. There, that looks fun, doesn't it? A little fun extra for the background. And I think I'm done with the Daffodil Delight. Now, on my original, I did have some of this stamped image on there, and I know this is going to come out darker, but I think I'll go ahead and add it anyway. Just to maybe not as much as I did, but you can't really see it. You can't really see it on the original. That's why I was hesitant to use the pool party, because I knew it was going to come out a lot darker. But it just kind of goes with it. Isn't that cool? Doesn't that look fun, all layered up like that? All right, so this is going to go on here. And I like it, but I had another idea, and so when I was waiting for 5 o'clock to roll around, I did this. And so I want to see how that looks on there. And while it doesn't do a whole lot, it just is more of that, you know, that extra bit of layering that, and maybe I want to go in the center then with this. I don't know. Ay, ay, ay. No, I don't think so, because I want my greeting off balance. Okay, so I'm gonna stamp, I think the edges of this need to be distressed a little bit. So I'm gonna grab the crumb cake and a sponge. And if you guys have any questions about anything I'm doing that I'm not explaining well, or questions about the products, please let me know. Yeah, that machine is very cute and really handy to have on your desk. Now, it doesn't work for every die, obviously, but it's pretty handy. It took me a long time to use it, but once I did, it seemed kind of got used to it, and I like it. This little bit of edging on here will make this pop out a little bit more. And then I need a little bit on the edge. So this is a little harder to sponge because it's just copy paper. But you could use crumb cake or very vanilla, and you could sponge on some color onto your very vanilla paper. I think I like it with. Okay, we're coming along. So I'm going to do the stamping on the edge of this, and then I'm going to do the greeting. So this is the Stitchery stamp set, which if you're doing any junk journaling and you don't want to sew, take the time to sew, or don't sew, this is a wonderful stamp set to have. And these stamps are wonderful. They really look like stitching. It's very cool. The mini is in the new catalog. I didn't get it also and do like it. So it is in the new catalog, so it is still available, Marsha. That's awesome. Good. So the new catalog comes out May 3rd. And Marsha, do you still have the same address? Because if you do, I'll get one to you after I get some. I missed out on the mailing opportunity to have Stampin' Up for me. This has kind of taken me a little while to get back into everything post-hospital stay. There. Isn't that cool? I love it. I think I'm done. Oh no, I'm not done with that. So because I need that one more time, I'll go ahead and do that stamping. This is just a scrap piece of Daffodil Delight, and I'm stamping the greeting from the Tasteful Touches stamp set. Now this is the one that is we're saying goodbye to that one, but I wanted to get that stamped on some Daffodil Delight, and then I'll just be cutting those words out individually and gluing them on to my little greeting postcard. And then I also had a different idea for how I wanted to do the postcard greeting. So let me grab a piece of scrap paper here, black scrap paper, and I'm first going to see, do I want to cut that out? No. Yeah, I do. Okay, no. Sorry. Yes, I want to punch this out with black, and then I want another one in white. So I'm going to actually cut those edges off and make it a little more postage stamp looking so that it has the different layers of colors along the edge. I just feel like most of the time the edgy part is white, and then you come in a little bit from the edge to see the image for the stamp. Yes, you can order this online. The new catalog won't be up on my website, but the old catalog is definitely up on my website right now. Yeah, take a look. Okay, so let's see. I'm losing track of what I'm doing here. Oh, and by the way, if you are placing an order before the May 2nd deadline, I'll have a new one after May 2nd. But if you ever try this and it works, then it's still open. But this is the host code that I'm going to keep open till probably May 2nd. And so if you are ordering under $150, that is the host code to enter as you check out. If you are ordering more than $150, then you don't want to enter that host code, because if you are ordering more than $150, then you get the Stampin' Rewards. But if you're ordering under $150, it's really helpful to me that you use it, because then I get a few extra goodies, which helps me get new stamps and product that I can show to you here on my channel. Okay, so this is white embossing powder. And I stamped that image. This image is another image from the Nature's Harvest stamp set. And isn't that sweet? Perfect for that little postage stamp. The postage stamp punch is carrying over to the new catalog. So I tried to use most things that were carrying over since it is so late in the month. And not everybody watches my videos right away. So have any of you tried tea staining your paper before, or coffee staining for any reason? Doesn't that look pretty? I think it'd be nice to make a card where that's just the focal point, and maybe do these in a neutral color in the background and make that the focal point. I think that'd be cool. All right, so I'm going to very carefully, hopefully, just cut along the edge. Just cut off that serrated edge that makes it look like a postage stamp, and then put it on top of the white one. I think that'll look cool. There, like that. Just a little tiny edge, and I think I'll go ahead and sponge that. So I get a little, I don't know where the sponge I was using went to. Hopefully there's a little color left on this one. There is, yay. All right, let's glue those up. And then we'll work on our words. I probably could have cut even more off, but that's a good start. All right, let's cut the words off and get those glued down. And if you haven't ever done coffee or tea dyeing of your paper, do you think you're likely to? And try it in your cards or your scrapbooks? Just curious. I don't know about scrapbooks because I don't know if it's acid free. If you are into scrapbooking, that's probably something you'd want to check into. And if you haven't yet said hello and you're joining me live, it would be great to say hello to you personally. Okay. I'm going to use the cinnamon cider for the edges of those little words. My hands are so dirty, I'm sorry. You are eek. The best. So obviously this is not your quickie kind of card. This is the kind of card you want to make when you just want to sit down and craft for a while and try to use all of your things, right? But when you do that, then it kind of, confirms that you're happy you have all of your things. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that I'm seeing all of your comments because Facebook keeps telling me that things are going slow. Is it is the video dragging? And there we go. Does not look cool? I think it's so cute. A lot of fuss. I know it's a lot of fuss for a little greeting, but we're just playing, right? All right, so this is going to get glued down with a little bit of liquid glue. Let's see how far up on those flowery things do I need. Okay, so almost all the way and just a little bit on those. Oops, it's this one. But that's okay. Well, no, because I'm not ready to glue it down. Alrighty. And then we're ready for the flower that we colored. Now, this card, if you like this layout, you could definitely do this card layout with just a simple background or designer series paper. It doesn't have to be all of the million steps that I've done. So this is our black think it's called Baker's Twine. It's a set of 5 colors, which is really nice. So you get some grays, an off-white, black. Let's see if I can tie this in a bow. And then I'm also going to grab 2 different ribbons, just because, again, you know, the layering. Oh, phooey. Try again. Better. There we go. And this is going to go on here. I think I still decided I liked that. And this is going to go on here, but I need a couple of pieces of ribbon and I need a card base. So this, hello Linda, long time no see on a live. Of course I haven't been doing lives very much, but it's lovely that you are able to join me. And cut that off right there. So Linda, have you ventured into junk journaling? Okay, so I'm using a little bit of fabric glue. I mentioned earlier in the video that one of my reasons for wanting to do junk journaling is just to use up all of my really hordes and hordes of paper. It's also making me use some of my retired stamp sets, which I tend not to do, so that's kind of nice as well. But I don't want to buy stuff to do junk journaling, you know? So I did go through an old cupboard and found some old books, which has been fun. And this is the one thing I did buy, was this Fabrifix, and so that is gonna be really handy because I do a lot of ribbons, and I think that that'll be nice. Alternatively, if you wanted to stick to Stampin' Up! Product, then it would be this glue, this tape, which also works well. All right, so I'm ready for a card base, and I have one handy here, I think. Yeah. So that's gonna get glued onto there. I could have done some more stamping in my background here. As a matter of fact, I think I might, before I get my focal point glued on. Of course, with this lacy, you see a whole lot less of the background. But I think I want to add a few of these. With the Duckbill Delight. Oops. I'm sad that this stamp set is going because I do love using it. Has some really cool images that are really nice for collage stamping. And then maybe a little pool party with that other image as well. Yeah, I like it. I think it adds a little bit more texture, doesn't it? Nice. Okay. So that is going to end up going there, but the ribbon needs to go on first. I need to get these guys out of the way. I think I'm ready for the glue. That glue is about on its way out. I went through, I think it was last weekend, about, and I kid you not, sad to say, 27 boxes of unfinished paper pumpkins, and consolidated and put things into a kind of a different arrangement so I could hopefully use up some of the pieces and parts. And I took all of the dimensionals that I found and put those here on my desk so I can start to use those up. Oh, I forgot the ribbon. Ah! Silly me. There we go. We can't forget the extra ribbon. And again, it doesn't take this particular ribbon. The idea here is that you just kind of use multiple layers. So whatever ribbons you do have, get them out and use them. Add them. Add them to your project in different layers. Okay, there we go. That on there like that, and I love that the ribbon is kind of peeking out. And let's add some bling, and then you guys can tell me if you're still with me, if you want to see how I did that other background, and if not, we're gonna finish up the true junk journal-y background. So these are the gold glitter enamel dots. I tend to always do 3s of those. Okay. And we're done. So tell me what you think. Do you like the added little lacy thing from Ornate Layers? I think I do. But I also love, I don't know, I love them both. I like the little white edge on this, the stamp. I probably would have liked to have seen it done not on the tea stain paper, but just on some Whisper White, where I was layering up the colors myself. The nice thing, so this one definitely looks very junk journaling. It has the white gesso on top of the dictionary pages. And this one definitely looks more, I don't know, Stampin' Up kind of card, which I love. Obviously I love it because that's why I'm a demonstrator, right? So very fun. I hope that you've enjoyed it. I hope that you've learned something. I hope that you will give me a thumbs up on whatever platform you are watching, and feel free to share this with others who you think might benefit from or enjoy this card. And if you have any questions about anything, please let me know. I am happy to help you out. Until later, probably next Sunday. Bye. Thanks, Maureen. I hope to see you again too. Sunday nights are usually when I'm here. Do you guys have a favorite? Do you have a favorite card? Oh, thanks, Linda. Well, hopefully I'm back at it. It's almost summer, so my life will be a little less crazy. Maybe I can get myself into a rhythm that I can carry throughout the year. I don't know. I'm looking at these cards on the screen, and maybe I do like this one. That the gesso, that white is really cool looking. I love that effect. All right, that's enough. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. It was great to have you all with me, and until later. The darker one, the Stampin' Up one. Yeah. Cool. All right, guys. Bye.